From Roller Coaster Tycoon to Roller Coaster Simulator, there have been tens of games dealing with the subject matter of building amusement parks. That's crazy, right? Seems like such a good idea on paper. Amusement parks are fun, constructing stuff is fun, board games are fun. Seems like a match made in heaven, right? Well, today we're going to be talking about Meeple Land, the amazing amusement builder from Blue Orange Games. Blue Orange Games. Blue Orange. Much like the aforementioned theme park games, the ultimate indicator of your success, the thing that will prove your superiority over the other theme parks in your neighborhood, is going to be your reputation. It's a popularity contest, and players will have just 4 rounds to win the hearts of these fantastic little fellas and females, fee-meeples. Meeple Land is a tile placement game, and I'm already well on the record about how much I enjoy those. Much like the other blue-orange tile placement games, you're going to have to think of a lot more than just how your tiles fit together on the board. Obviously, that's hugely important, especially with how many different tile laying games there are out there. Meeple Land isn't my favorite tile placement game, but there's a lot to love here, and it could be your favorite tile placement game, so let's jump in and take a look at what makes this game great. Players will score reputation based on the attractions and rides they put in their park, the people they get to ride them, and how beautiful the park itself is, how good the path layout is, and making sure there are no dead ends. You're being graded on how well you can build your theme park and how well you can fill it up with people. With just 4 rounds to do it in, you're going to have to think fast and build faster. Players will receive a certain amount of money each round to buy attractions from the store and add them to their board. While it's tempting to build your perfect park with the perfect layout and all your favorite rides, I love you, pirate ship. That's really only half the story. The winning park is usually the one that has the most visitors. They can only visit 1 amusement park this week. This economy! So you better make sure they come to yours by building the rides that will appeal to them the most. Once you're done building for the day, probably because you're out of money, you can pass for the round. And once you do that, you get to claim one of the bus cards in the middle of the table. Each bus has a collection of different meeples on it. Different color meeples can fit into different attractions on your park, so being the first to pass in a round can be a big advantage if you get your first choice of bus cards. Each meeple that comes inside your park will be worth an extra $1 at the start of the next round and an extra point at the end of the game. So managing who comes into your park and when is hugely important to your success in this game. The type of customers you want depends on the kind of attractions that you build, and vice versa. So let's check out the different kinds of attractions you can build. In the market, you will always have available to you 3 large attractions that are 2x2, 5 medium attractions that are 2x1, and some small 1x1 services. Think burgers, bathrooms, and even cheap merchandise. Wouldn't be a theme park if you couldn't buy some overpriced novelty garbage. Each attraction can hold a small amount of meeples, specific colors too. So you need to be thinking about what kind of meeples you want in your park from the get-go. To make things more complicated, many of the attractions have special slots for meeples, but they only become available if a certain service, bathrooms, burgers, or balloons, is attached to that tile. Some service tiles even have multiple services on them, so building these in such a way that multiple attractions can take advantage of them is key to your success. I actually really love how this mechanic works. If you've ever been to a theme park, you know how important bathroom placement can be. So that's it. The game is fun, the theme park theme is fantastic, and it rewards a lot of different strategies. There's a lot of different stuff you have to keep track of in your head to maximize your points. It might take you a practice round to figure out how all these different mechanics interact and score you points in the end, but generally you build the park, you fill it up, you win the game. It's fun, it's fast, it's got roller coasters. That's enough for a recommend from me. So check out Meeple Land. Build the biggest roller coaster you can, don't forget the bathrooms, and remember, if you build it, they will come. Catch you next time.
Because games matter.